Talking fishing, nothing but fishing for talking fishing. If it's facts about fishing that you want to know, then tune in, folks, cause this is the show. We'll show you all the right bait to use, so sit right back, you got nothing to lose. Doesn't really matter if it's trout or carp, flathead, marlin or a gummy shark. Listen to the guys and you can't go wrong. They'll be talking about fishing till the cows come home. Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
And welcome everyone to a winter version of Talking Fishing coming to you live in November from Channel 31. Adam and Cara, welcome again. What a week. Cara, I mean, did it snow at Gisborne this week?
Just about. It's been so cold. It's certainly not summer.
No.
Hailstorms.
Yep.
Wind.
Yep.
More rain.
Floods.
I know we wanted rain, but come on.
I saw Jane Bunn saying that there's a big rain band coming again. I mean, we've had two come through.
We've had enough.
I know.
Turn the tap off.
What's that little inlet? So that you got Gippsland Lakes entrance, right?
Yep.
And then you go through Bunga. Is it Bunga Lake? Lake Bunga.
Lake Bunga. Yep.
Opened again with all the rainfall. Lake Tyre's absolutely flowing in and out with the tide, and this rain. I mean, particularly down at Gippsland, there's flood watches on in a couple of those rivers. It's an incredible season, and
strange for
waterways are
Victoria.
full. We can't complain.
What percentage are we at Eildon? Question without notice.
Well, I don't think they're quite at the top because apparently there's an order from the desalination plant, right? so just to top things up, Eildon would be very close to 90%. I think I haven't looked for about a week, but I think there's about 5 or 6 storages that are at 100%. I've got to say it's going to be great for the trout. It's probably going to be great for the cod and the yellow belly. It's going to be great for the brim, but is anyone close to being part of snapper season? Like, have we had a snapper season yet? Has it started?
The rain could be okay long term for snapper, but 13-degree water temperatures in the middle of November is not going to cut it for the fishermen.
No. And the water temperature in Port Phillip Bay, like, it's really struggling. So I would have thought by now we should be at 18 degrees.
Yep.
It's high 16s. I think it actually got to 17, dropped back a bit.
Yeah, that's the problem, those fluctuations still between... I don't think we've even hit 18 at this point.
No, not at all. And we spoke to Steve Johnson from Ace Fishing Charters on our 3MP show last Saturday morning, Ads, and Steve said they haven't turned up. He actually thinks the snapper haven't turned up in Western Port. Now, he's got a beef about the channel deepening back in 2010 where he said all the fish are sucked into Port Phillip Bay, but they don't go to Western Port anymore. But he's just going, what little fish come in because of the channel deepening, he goes, they haven't arrived.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they're doing because we know early season they'll hold outside the entrance to Port Phillip and Western Port waiting for that perfect temperature.
Well, or the moon.
Well,
because he mentioned the moon. Now, we've got a full moon, I think.
Oh, that's good.
I think it's next Sunday. What's it good for?
Fishing.
Is it?
Especially freshwater.
Oh, it's no good for saltwater.
Calamari and the Waddy shut down.
And it's no good.
Really?
Yeah, and it's no good to work in retail either. Weird.
All the weird people.
Kids go ratty.
Your kids do. They go ratty without a full moon. We're going to get into it. Folks, let's have a look at what's being caught by the people at home. It's time for Catch of the Week.
Catch of the Week, brought to you by Shimano.
Let's kick it off with the snapper. Now, when we say we haven't seen much of a snapper season, because I say for every person that sends a photo in, there's probably 1,000 anglers that haven't caught
that's
one.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Still waiting to get on the board.
We're not seeing massive lots of photos of big fish.
No.
There's the odd one, but, certainly there's some small ones around it. Let's kick it off down on Phillip Island off the rocks. A lovely snapper by Rob Wishke. Have a look at that.
Nice land-based options.
It's a great snapper.
It is.
But it's not a 6 kilo fish.
Off the rocks, though, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Yeah. Happy with that. Also in Western Port, McLeod Wright. Have a look at this 52 centimetre flathead in Coronet Bay. Couple of good fillets on that.
Yeah, for sure.
Nice
There's
little
another
feed.
species. I'm making a list, Cara.
Make
You
a
have got
list.
so many fish to cook.
We're putting our
Have you
orders
done a
in
flathead recipe yet?
Yeah, I've done
have?
the flathead. We did the salt and vinegar chips with that.
Oh, you did too. You did too. Okay, that's off
You've
the
had it.
list.
Need to think of something else.
No, I've got 3 crackers tonight
No.
that we're going to say, Cara, you've got to go and cook these ones. So they're coming up, don't
accepted.
you worry. Now, this is the fish that you love to see. Cade Thornhill, have a look at this. 85 centimetre snapper,
wow.
13 metres off Hastings.
Do you know what's weird, Dave?
Yeah.
If someone said to me I caught an 85 centimetre snapper, I've no sort of perception on how big that is.
No.
I need kilos, Dave.
Yeah, I know. That's 6 kilo, I reckon.
It's a good fish.
Looking at it. Yeah, it's a good fish. It's funny how people, they'll measure it. And when it gets over about, 8, it becomes 20
20
pound.
pound.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
Anyway, the different ways to measure fish, we could bang on about that all night. Tooradin Channel has also been on fire. That top end, I reckon top end of both bays has been really good. Probably a little bit of warmer water up the top end of each bay, but Tooradin Channel, Richard English, have a look at this. Lovely couple of
good
snapper.
pair.
They're good. I think over in Port Phillip, this gentleman didn't write what pier, so I've just said he's caught it on the pier, but have a look at this. Chris Hanna got a snapper off the pier. Is that Mornington? I don't know, the handrails on Mornington, I'm not sure.
Or Morty Alec?
Do you reckon?
I don't know.
Can't
it's
see
good fish off the
anything in the
pier.
background. That's a
Oh
lovely...
no, Chris, that's Mornington.
Oh, is it? There you go.
Yep. Good job,
There-
Chris.
well done,
I reckon
Chris.
I reckon that's Mornington. I reckon those boys popped into the shop before they went down there. I should know that.
Oh, there you go.
That is a lovely snapper off a pier.
Great
You would be, if you were sitting on a pier, hoping,
Oh, you'd be happy with
and you had
that.
something like that, you'd just be wrapped, wouldn't you? Yeah. All right, let's have a look at this. Danny Brett, lovely 47 centimetre. They don't have to be monsters for people to enjoy them. 17 metres off Caram. Well done, Danny. That's a great fish.
When
also, that out of Patterson Lakes there. everyone
Yeah, so
watches their
when
boats
that
there.
area of the bay fires, you know it's snapper season proper.
Well, it's starting to, but again, we're not seeing those 6 kilo fish.
Yeah.
Trent Castledine, have a look at this one. It's a nice, lovely snapper, 18 metres off Chelsea.
That's a
That's
good
getting
fish.
up there. That's a good fish. Little nose on it. The thing about snapper is the shapes of their heads.
Yep.
They're always different.
Yep.
You know, you
Quite
get those.
ugly.
Yeah, you sometimes get those really
it's
big
a weird
knobby
looking
sort
fish.
of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a
Yeah.
huge fan of those real like big bump on the head type fish.
No, they're the ones that have to go back. They're almost prehistoric, I reckon.
Yeah, they do.
For
Yeah,
whatever
they do.
reason, they get those
Yeah.
things on their head. You know, like it's.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's keep going with the snapper because another one from Chelsea, Ian Morton, got a lovely 61 centimetre in 14 metres. You don't have to go out deep. That's the thing.
No.
But like I said for Western Port, the top end, those warmer temperatures. Excuse me. We don't see the water temperatures from all round the bay, but I reckon they have hit 17 up that top end. And have a look at this, Anthony Anastasio, 8.2 and an 8.6 kilo
That's a
snapper
good
off
pair.
Altona.
That's a good pair
You'd
of
be
fish.
happy with that.
Good like shallow fishing options for snapper off
I've got to say,
too.
all these photos were sent in from between Tuesday and Thursday, by the way, because
Yeah.
it went down
Nice
till
weather.
Friday.
The weather
didn't
window.
it?
Before the
It's just
storms.
horrendous rain. Look at this one, bit controversial ads.
You've been hanging on to this one.
Yeah. No, well, I did send it to you last
did?
night when I was doing a bit of preparation. Said, should we put this up for Catch of the Week? Because I say it is absolutely fantastic to see people doing this, and it's a great feed. Reg and Greg Johnson, they got 17 brim in the Bem River.
Yep.
Now your bag limit's 10.
Correct.
And I remember as a kid going down the lakes and catching a nice brim, or a few, and you just do them in foil with a bit of butter. Cara, have you eaten brim?
I don't think I have, no.
I reckon they're all right.
Add it to the list.
Put it on the list.
I put it on the list. Okay, let's put it on the list.
It's on the list.
Could you do a brim recipe?
Sure can.
We'll maybe get Brett Geddes to supply it.
I was going to say, oh, yeah.
He won't get it. Brett wouldn't go down
I
to
don't think
7
he'd like
either.
that.
No, but let's
All right.
we'd love to see a brim recipe. Because as
Well,
a,
it is a staple, especially of
well, as a
land-based
kid,
fish
so you used to catch a brim, it might be 30 odd centimetres or
Yep.
whatever, and do it in foil with a bit of butter and just, bake it or
Easy.
whatever on the coals. And
Yeah.
I remember actually, I'm going to show my age here, but probably in the late 80s, early 90s, we used to get a Bulls cruiser. All the boys, when I worked down
A
at
what?
Lysarts, a Bulls cruiser, right? The Bulls company had all these cruisers down at Lakes Entrance, and we used to crash them into piers and run them aground and all that. But there was nothing, like we used to actually just take beer and then catch brim. And so all you'd eat was brim and all you drank was beer.
And how old were you back then?
20?
38.
Oh, 20. 42. But anyway, what a boys! And we just used to just throw your rods out the back of the Bulls Cruiser and go and drink beer and come back and you'd have brims. Anyway, we better get on with it. Great times back then, the Bulls Cruisers. Have a look at this. Marion Adam Sewicks. I think I've got that right. Adam Switch.
Good fish.
55 centimetre rainbow trout lake fines. Now, lake fines, that's not a bad fish. I don't know, that would have been stocked maybe 1 to 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I reckon they've got good growth rates down there.
Yeah, a lot of those lakes do. Full of food.
Yeah.
Smaller systems.
It's looking good. If you'd like to send in a pic of your catch of the week, this is what you have to do.
If you want to be like me and have your photo on TV, email your fishing pic to info@ifish.com.au. Go Pies!
Yeah, I wanna go fishing.
And coming up next, fisheries news, including news of a record breeding season for Chinook salmon of all things. Next on Talking Fishing.
Talking fishing.
We know what you'd rather be doing.
We know what you've really got in mind.
We know you'd rather be out fishing. And today's the day you're gonna wet a line. 'Cause every day's a good day.
Stop wishing.
Every day's a chance to drift away. Drift away.
Every day's a good day for fishing. See it down and tackle world today.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
Live from the studios of Channel 31 Melbourne, it's now time for some very fishy news.
And welcome back to Talking Fishing. Cara Cummings, Adam Ring and I, right through till 9:30 on this lovely winter's day in November. Oh, I tell you what we put up with in Victoria. You just wonder why we live here sometimes, don't you?
I don't think the world's very happy.
Yeah,
Not storms, earthquakes.
We've done something wrong.
Floods.
I tell you what though, I reckon tonight is all good news, and that's why we live here.
Brilliant.
Right, because we do actually have some really good
Because no one's
things.
been able to go fishing a poach anymore.
I know. All right, this is good news. All right, the headline is new fish cleaning tables for Hastings is the headline. A new fish cleaning facility will be completed by the end of the year. Whether you've scored on the snapper, found a hot bite on the whiting, or landed a big bluefin out the front, it'll be even simpler to take home fresh fillets for the dinner table. The project will be carried out by Mornington Peninsula Shire and funded by the government's Go Fishing Victoria plan to get more people fishing more often. Located next to the boat ramp at Hastings, the new tables will be undercover with double the capacity of the current setup. We'll show you that in a minute, what the current setup is, because I reckon it's a bit old-fashioned. The two new tables will be 3 metres long by 1.4 metres wide, more than big enough for a trophy snapper or offshore barrel. Sensor lights will even mean that whether it's day or night, you can keep the mess away from the kitchen bench. Work will start in the next couple of weeks, and while temporary fencing will be in place, access to the existing tables will be maintained. So well done to the VFA.
Nice.
Let's have a look at the current facilities. If we've got that. No, maybe we haven't got that. Okay,
Yeah, no,
we haven't got
They've
that.
been dozed already, Dave. You missed your
Well,
opportunity.
if you saw it, I mean,
Yeah.
look, I reckon Hastings has got a really good facility, but it's a bit old-fashioned.
Yeah,
So,
that's okay. We're slowly
anyway.
getting there with cleaning facilities.
All right, next one, fishing comps. I love fishing comps this time of year. They're good
Comp
news.
season.
Cara, tell us about the Peninsula Snapper Challenge.
Kicks off this Saturday and it goes for a week through to next Sunday the 28th. We've got longer snapper caught in the open, kayak and junior divisions. We've got lots of prizes and $20,000 worth of prizes. So entry fees are $50 for open and kayak and $10 for juniors. So peninsulasnapperchallenge.com for more information.
There you go. Should be charging more for kayaks, I reckon.
I've got $3 on kayak for the win and $5 for a place.
You reckon? Yes. Okay. Odds are about 8,000 to 1. All right, the next. Oh, this is exciting. For reasons I can't tell anyone, I guess. But Arcadia Pondage takes shape is the headline. The people that know about it will know about it. The root balls that we've got a photo up here. Let's look what's happening. The root balls we received recently at our new native fish hatchery at Arcadia are now in the fish out pond known as Arcadia Pondage. We've partnered with Bushfire, this is from the VFA, we've partnered with Bushfire Recovery Victoria to collect and transport these root balls to Arcadia, where they'll become home to a range of native fish like cod, yellers, silver perch, and it doesn't actually say this here, but I'm going to say trout cod. Because I reckon, Cara, actually I'm going to talk to you in a minute.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk to you in a minute about that. Our brood ponds are coming along well too. They've been filled and have gravel laid around the edges to make access safer. The countdown's on until we get fish on site, so keep an eye on our social media. That is so. Now, we showed it a couple of weeks ago, Arcadia Pondage. It's going to be a place where people can go and visit. We'll probably take that down now. It's all right. People want to look at bulldozers all night, I guess. But people can go up to the new fish hatchery near Shepparton and have a look at the visitor centre, but then they can then wander about 50 metres over to this great lake, great pondage called Arcadia Pondage, and they'll be able to catch all those fish. And it's filled with water, and it's now getting timber put in it.
It's fantastic.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
It's so good for kids, getting kids
Yeah.
into fishing as well.
How
Brilliant.
far would that be from your place, Gisborne?
Shepparton's probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Oh, it's an easy day
Yeah,
trip.
it's not. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
It's
perfect day
going to
trip.
be popular. And look, maybe it might be a bag limit of 1 or something like that on those sort of species, but they'll be on-grown, good fish. And I hope they replicate Eildon Pondage. We can go and catch an ex-brood
Yeah, that's
stock.
right,
And it's
So
a
you'd
trophy
be near on
fish.
guaranteed to catch.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like it's a great place to
Yeah.
start. It's brilliant.
All right, here's one that I forgot about. I love it when I'm disorganised. During the break, I'll do something. This is from Belinda Yim at the VFA, and Belinda says, we've just launched a new Women in Recreational Fishing survey. We really hope you can fill out the survey about women in fishing. Now, men can enter this survey and just talk about it. It'll help steer the WRF network in the right direction for the new WRF strategy due to be launched in March 2022. Our main goal is to encourage more women to go fishing and have a go. Here is the survey link. Now, I haven't got a slide for it. Maybe
Change the social
by the
media.
end of the night, we'll put it on our Facebook page. Someone will work out how to do that. By the end of the night, we'll put it on our Facebook page, a link to the survey. Fill out the survey. It's a great thing, and the WRF network has been an absolute outstanding success,
It is.
Cara, hasn't it?
It absolutely has, and it's encouraging so many women to get involved.
Yep.
And this survey is set to help get more women into the industry and to give fishing a go. So a lot of women don't know where to start. This
Yep.
is a fantastic foundation.
Yep.
The information and the knowledge that these girls in this group have is phenomenal.
Yeah.
So, but we want to find out more. We want to know why women aren't fishing, or what it is about fishing that you do like.
Yep.
If we can find out everything, we can then help shape the future and work out what it is that
Yeah.
women
It's awesome.
want.
I'm hearing rumours already. Dallas de Silva left Victorian Fisheries Authority last Wednesday. He started as the head of Queensland Fisheries on Thursday. Already wants a WRF network.
Yeah. good.
Yeah, he's just going to copy
brilliant.
everything in Victoria. I tell you what. Well, he won't get the next one, I can tell you. The next bit of news. This is big news. Massive news, I would say.
Okay.
All right. I think we've got a photo here. But let me just tell the story first. 9th of November. So last week, there was a social media post on the VFA's Facebook page, and it said, "Release the salmon. Today, our Snobs Creek hatchery team has stocked Lake Bullen-Merri with 60,000 Chinook salmon." We've seen plenty of photos recently of nice-sized Chinooks being caught at Lake Bullen-Merri, as well as nearby Lake Purrumbete. And today's stocking will help bolster your chances in years to come. These are the only locations we stock Chinooks. So if you're looking for a catch of a different kind, both of these these picturesque spots just outside of Camperdown are well worth a go. Now, those two lakes, Purrumbete and Bullen-Merri, are the only two places in Australia where you can catch Chinook salmon. So that was the 9th of November. On the 14th of November, let's have a look at, these are the fish that were released. Today we stocked 40,000 Chinook salmon into Lake Purrumbete, twice as many as we planned to put in there this year. It's been a busy 6 months for us at Purrumbete with nearly 28,000 fish stocked since May, including Chinooks, rainbow trout, brown trout and tiger trout, and then another 40,000 on top of that. Now what I did, right, because I did year 9 maths, right, but I did it 3 years in a row. I added up 60,000 and 40,000 and I discovered 100,000.
Very good.
And I thought,
Correct.
I don't know whether there's ever been a year where 100,000 Chinooks have been stocked. So I went back through the records, and I discovered that I only went back to the year 2000. I don't know why, but I went back. Yeah, that's enough. And I went back, and there was not a year where they ever exceeded 100,000. So I started, sending some text messages. Is this a record year? And everyone at Fisheries said yes. And I got Cara on the phone, and he goes, I don't know if I should be saying this actually on live too, but he goes, can I say, I've got another 35,000 up my sleeve. Right? So he's done it. He's had a big year, right? And I don't think Travis Dowling even knows about those 35,000. It's still, he does now. I mean, he probably does. So 135,000. But I always like to check my facts, right? So there's a guy that lives in Victoria. I call him the librarian of the Victorian Fisheries Authority. His name's Ross Winstanley, and he knows everything that's gone on in fisheries for the last 100 years. So I go, Ross, I said, is this a record year for Chinook salmon? He goes, no.
Solid no.
Solid no. 1995,
Oh, wow.
189,000.
Gosh.
Right. So I'll get Cara on the phone. I said, Cara, you're a bit disappointing. You didn't produce a record, Cara says because of the cold weather, now we're all whinging about it, but like us, earlier on we're saying the bream will be good, the trout will be good, the cod will be. It's been good at Snobs Creek for the Chinook salmon, all this cold weather. So it's
good.
Now I've got some notes here. It says Cara, the second challenge. So not only do we want a bream cooking segment, a Chinook salmon.
Chinook salmon.
Ooh,
all right,
okay.
now you got to
interesting one.
Hit up the cradle eggs.
you're going to have to show the fish before you carve it up, and we want a Chinook salmon.
Right.
All right.
On the list.
There's one more coming up, don't you worry about it. All right, and it is the time for fishing comps ads. You've got another one that starts this weekend as well.
Yes, the Geelong and Bellarine Snapper Classic from this Friday through till Sunday, so the 19th of November through to the 21st. Over $16,500 in prizes. There's outboard motors, there's winch kits, there's sounders, there's multiple mystery door prizes. If you want to register, jump onto leopoldaac.com and get amongst it because, Dave, it is the season for snapper comps.
Yep.
And this weather's got to turn. So it may as well happen with the snapper comps.
Saturday's looking all good.
Yeah.
And Sunday's probably looking, in Geelong it'll be fantastic.
Yeah.
It's quite sheltered. So
No, in all seriousness, no, these competitions are being taken to the next level. There's the amount of dollars going into prizes.
Yeah, it's good.
That's pretty cool. The sponsors are jumping on board that. So there you go.
Coming up next, product of the week, and Cara heads into the kitchen. I'll tell you what, this is a classic. People get on the next recipe. Cara's cooking up a treat. Next on Talking Fishing.
Talking fishing.
Good morning, spotters. Stephanie speaking.
Product of the week, brought to you by Tackle World.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
We are talking braid for product of the week this week, and something a little bit unique. When it comes to braid, we all think high vis, and that's what we reach for first on the shelf so that we can see all the little bumps and knocks that those fish are going to show us along the way. But all that's about to change. This is a brand new braid in camo blue. It's called Reef Camo. Now, we have covered its sister on the show before, which is the freshwater version, which is kind of a mixture of brown and tan. But Reef Camo joins the lineup off the success of the standard camo. Unfortunately, high vis so that we can see, it's not always best when conditions are perfect. Crystal clear water, not a cloud in the sky. If we can see everything, so can the fish, and that's where these braids come into their own. So this incorporates a couple of technologies that make it stand out from the rest. High stitch being one of them, which is the process that takes the 8 fibres of the braid and winds them really tight, making it perfectly round to aid in casting especially. Now it's also Teflon coated, which gives it a little bit more abrasion resistance, but also stops the braid from wearing quickly over time, whether that's through multiple casts, knot tying, all that sort of thing. It is just a good, solid, everyday braid to give you that little bit of an edge when conditions are tough. So Cara, I think that one there is going to be right up your alley. That's the standard camo, so really good and designed for the freshwater market. I found it also really nice in those estuary situations.
I've got that on my squid rod.
That's right. Well, we're talking about Bem River. Well, not unfortunately, because it's great for those systems, but it's not crystal clear. It can be quite tannin. We've had a lot of rain at the moment, so even some of our saltwater fisheries are quite dirty.
Murky.
That braid can come in really handy. And for those venturing out into the blue water, whether it be Port Phillip Bay or whether you're doing a trip offshore or heading north for those crystal clear, the water's so beautiful it's almost purple. That's where reef camo comes into play. So now you couple that with a fluorocarbon leader and you are covered to go stealth on those days where the conditions are too good. Something that we haven't witnessed for quite some time, Dave, but believe it or not, the conditions can get too good, and that's where Camo Braid by Fluidcast comes into its own.
We were talking about this at work today, Ads, is that it almost looks like a multicolour, but obviously it's not in a pattern where you can measure it.
That's right.
But then we said, who the hell counts on the multi-braid? Because not many people do.
No,
I've got it. And when you get a kingfish, it's nice to go, oh, he just took a 10-metre run. Yeah. Who is counting when you've got a kingfish and you've got a seal chasing and you want to get it in the boat? So this is perfect.
That's right. And unfortunately, with the line counting in, say, a general multicolour braid where it changes every 10 metres, we just don't have that fishery consistently. We can, you can pull up on the Kings and the Rip and sound the bait at, 16 metres, and you can let out 1.5 colours, and that all sounds great in theory. Yeah. We just don't have that depth of water. No. But this braid is not for that. And to give you an idea on how, confusing this braid can be, Dave, Cara, we use the line spooling machines at work in the tackle shop. You have to really pay attention, and I've spooled thousands and thousands of reels. You need to be careful with this because it does disorientate the eye even as you're running it on. And that's exactly what it's supposed to do in the water, whether that be mimicking just a bit of weed or a bit of muck or just that constant change of colour similar to the watercolour itself can just make the fish let its guard down for a little bit. So you couple that with a fluorocarbon leader and it's a recipe for success. Yeah.
Cara, a question for you. Do you use braid at all when you're fishing for cod and yellowbelly?
Yeah, I do. Yep, for both.
Yep. Okay.
I normally use a rainbow braid, which
from a casting point of view, using it, or
yeah, we cast.
Do you troll at all?
Oh, a bit of both. Yeah.
And
so
would you use braid if you were? Okay.
Yeah. Look, I honestly just put it on the same rod and use it for both.
Yeah.
So,
I love using braid. I know there's situations
I hate
where
undoing knots.
Yeah, but
my eyes, it's just.
But after using braid for so long, you go back to mono and it feels like you're fishing with a rubber band. There's so much stretch, and you do feel as though you don't have the same control. But places like Port Phillip Bay, mono's crucial. But any sort of lure fishing, braid is a must.
I like the braid too.
Yep, definitely. Yep. And now there is low vis options which hasn't been spoken about before, and I think it really does make a difference.
Yeah, there you go. All right, it's now time to head into the kitchen. Cara's cooked up a treat. This week's species, I've got to say, is unexpected. It's
I like
different.
to mix it up.
Yeah, I know. This is good, but don't forget we've got brim and we've got Chinook salmon.
It's on the list.
And we've got another one coming up. We're going to give you 3 challenges.
I look forward to it.
I'll tell you what, I would have never thought of this species. Let's have a look what Cara cooks up this week.
Pizza is on the menu this week. Tonight we're using these beautiful fresh clams, some fresh herbs, 2 types of cheese and some lovely roasted red peppers. To prepare our ingredients, I have de-shelled the clams and placed them in some kitchen towel to absorb any excess moisture. Our lovely red peppers, which I've thinly sliced. Fresh herbs, we've got some oregano and I've just pulled off the leaves for those, and I've chopped up some fresh parsley. We've got some rocket for the end, and we've got 2 types of cheese that we're going to use today. Beautiful mozzarella and a pecorino. I prefer using fresh mozzarella. It's much nicer than the pre-grated one, and you get a lovelier product at the end. So we're just going to thinly slice our cheese here. And then with our pecorino, I'm going to use a grater and grate some lovely long ribbons. And these we can just flake over the top. Given we're using fresh clams today, they are going to cook relatively quickly. So I have par cooked our pizza base so that when we put the clams on top, we're not going to overcook them. Building our pizza, we're not going to use a tomato sauce base, we're just going to use the cheese and the fresh herbs. We'll place evenly our mozzarella, and this will melt and it will spread. We don't want to go over the top with our toppings, less is often more with pizza. And we'll crumble that pecorino over the top there. And I will start with our oregano, sprinkle those on top, the parsley, and our red peppers. And then finally, we can place our little clams delicately around. Just keeping in mind how many pieces you will slice your pizza in, so that each slice has a couple of clams. I'm going to pop this pizza into a preheated oven of 240 degrees for approximately 8 to 10 minutes. We'll have a look at this, absolutely divine. And we'll top off with a little rocket, and your pizza is good to serve.
Closely related to Pippi's, those clams, right?
Closely, but not quite.
That's about an $800 pizza. That's the price you pay for Pippi's. That is sensational.
They're underrated.
I want to try that.
Yeah.
You get them in the marinara mix, but to use them on their own, really good.
On a
Great in
pizza.
pasta as well.
There you go. Coming up next, Kramer's mailbag, and there's some doozies, I can tell you, and plenty more to come on Talking Fishing.
Talking fishing.
G'day, Callan here from Paul Worslam's Tackle World Cranbourne.
Supercharged batteries have been supplying maintenance-free marine batteries since 2001. The Seamaster Gold range is second to none, delivering superior starting power and reserve capacity. No need to top up with water, truly a fit and forget battery. With up to 2 years replacement warranty, you know you have quality. Your battery is your lifeline. Without it, you're dead in the water because it's bloody hard to push start.
I've got a Seamaster battery in my boat.
Make yours a Seamaster Gold today.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
Welcome back to Talking Fishing. Kramer's mail. I love it when we get the old-fashioned mail. This was posted in January, and Australia Post were actually able to deliver it this week, so they're doing well. But it's look, it's a lovely handwritten letter, and you're going to have to help me out.
There's a lot of effort there.
Yeah, it's written in ballpoint, not fountain pen, but
it's modern.
It says, David and crew, I'm writing this letter on behalf of many people in Sunbury, Victoria. I, like many people in Sunbury, like to go fishing, but as we are getting older and sick, I have Parkinson's and have several operations for cancer, but we cannot get around like we used to. I wonder if anything can be done with Lake Spavin. Spavin. I knew you were going to correct me on that. Lake Spavin, to make fishing there more accessible for people to be able to walk around the lake, and also make it so that us old people can get down there and fish. I just realised that this whole thing's written in capitals, that's one. I go down there many times and I cannot get around the other side of the lake, and when I cast from the bank on the one side that I can get access to, the wind is blowing my float right back to me on the shore. It would be nice to have a walking track all the way around the other side, so us older people can enjoy other people's company and have a nice day out. Fishing is so relaxing, although I have only ever caught one redfin in the last 4 years.
Oh, wow.
Someone needs to go down with Ian and just have a session with him.
Yeah.
Spavin Lake stopped.
I'm
that's right.
giving
trout.
this
I
to you,
feel like
Cara,
there's
after
cod.
this. Yeah. Being retired now and not being able to get around so much, and Lake Spavin
Yeah.
is approximately 2 kilometres from my place, and watching your fantastic fishing show, it is making my hunger for fishing worse. I thought the show with Travis Dowling very interesting and enjoy the mailbag where people can express their concerns with other like-minded people. From Ian. Ian, I'm giving that to Cara. She's going to organise a walking track around Lake Spavin.
I could probably take him fishing, but I don't know about organising it.
No, you can organise it. Don't you worry about
I
that.
know Spavin Lake, and I completely agree
So
with
there's
you.
no
Ian.
That's
walking
not a
track
bad.
around
That's not a bad request though.
No, and there's not a
fishing
lot of
licence fees
access
at
area.
work.
So houses surround the lake, and so I think a lot of people that live there don't particularly want people fishing in their backyard.
Probably their bad luck.
So there's only sort of a couple of little side roads where there's not even appropriate parking really. So you've then got to walk down, and there's not much access. So given that it's stopped, I think that's an absolute reasonable ask.
See if we can fix that. All right, this one here from Alan. Hello, Dave and the crew. Love the show. Don't love the new set. What? Complaints department. But in all seriousness, I have an idea. Everyone has seen the hooligans lighting flares at sporting events and protests and even parties. These flares I would summarise as expired flares. What about if the government puts a bounty on expired flares? Example, a $15 discount for your expired flares when purchasing new ones. I feel that this would alleviate the problem that we're having with the illegal use of flares. From Alan.
I don't.
All I'd say to Alan is where the soccer fans going to get their flares. I tell you, it's ridiculous
On New Year's Eve.
suggestion.
I mean, really.
I know. I didn't. Oh no, I won't say that. I did a run once.
I think we need to delve into that a bit more.
No clothes. Oh, wasn't
Maybe
good.
not.
I hope there's no pictures coming up there.
All right, no, there's no pictures. Here you go. Kevin writes, I would like to know what the hell are they doing with the real car park? It's a bloody shambles. No photos.
Haven't they recently done?
I don't know. We'll have to ask Travis and Catherine about that.
Yep.
Complaints department. Geordie writes, I spat my beer out when I heard the new song. Don't change the formula. Well, Geordie, on your advice, we've gone back to the old song. I tell you what,
we can't have wasted beer as a result of a theme song.
No, that's
David.
right. I can't. We hope we're not broadcasting into Queensland. My mate Peter Couples, he'd be horrified. But anyway, that song will remain on our 3MP show. Adam,
Won't go to waste.
How's this from Bruce? Right, Bruce writes into us, and he goes over here. He goes, Bruce writes, "Hi David, are you seeing a lawyer for that haircut?" Oh. No, serious, Bruce. I am offended. I mean, look, during COVID, we all had to grow our hair long.
Yep.
Cara, you probably.
Yeah, the
that's
colour
normal.
comes out, the greys start to show.
Yeah, okay. So, I decided to change my hair instead of a number 2. Every 2 weeks. I just decided, but that got me thinking. I take pride in my barber, right? And I gave you a bit of homework to do when I got this mail, and I said, what are the 5 things that make a great barber / hairdresser, right? Because I don't need a lawyer, Bruce. I reckon I've got a good cut now, and I'm happy with it. But ads, what's your 5 things that make a good barber? I want to hear these.
5 essentials for a good barber.
Yeah, right.
Number 1, has all 10 fingers.
Not Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah. So, got to be. Eyebrows, nose trim, and ear hairs part of the deal.
Oh, wow.
What?
Yeah.
You get your nose hairs?
No, I don't go to all.
Oh, you don't?
It's like a waxing service. That's
Yeah,
not just,
but that should be part
next
of the
level
deal.
I've never had any of that
hairdressing.
done.
Number 3, no small talk, in and out.
Oh, you are the complete opposite to me.
We don't want to be there forever.
Nah, see, like,
Wait till you hear my 5, I tell you what.
In and out.
Yeah.
Number 4.
What are you, Gen Y or something, are you?
I don't know.
Neither do I, but yeah, you're different.
Number 4,
Yeah.
they must refuse to cut anything into a mullet.
Yeah.
No way.
Mullets are in.
Yeah,
Mullets
I know.
are
And they
in.
need
All
to be
the cool
shoved
kids
back
are
out.
doing it. Yeah, I agree with you.
There's too many 12-year-old boys running around with filthy mullets.
Love mullets. Yeah.
And I blame the AFL.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway.
Go on, next one.
No, the last one's a bit controversial, Dave.
Go on, what is it?
I don't know whether I should say it.
Say it. I've got some controversial ones, I'm telling you. What is it?
They must be vaxxed.
What, the barbers?
Because we all know if you're not vaxxed, you're going to die.
All right, Cara, come on. People are yelling at us about get back on topic.
All right,
We're going right off. What are the 5 things that make a good hairdresser?
In no particular order.
Yeah.
I think you need to be served a champagne on arrival. Or,
yes.
if it's before midday, a mimosa, then it's acceptable.
Nice.
It's breakfast drink. I'm going for the full experience, so I don't want other people's kids there. I just, I want to be able to chill out, not have to listen to kids, just, Scalp massage, absolute necessity. Like that
Never
just
had
puts
one
you
of them
into
in
that
my life.
relaxing state.
And part of the deal.
And you get all this when you go to get a haircut.
Yeah.
How are you in and out in 10 minutes?
You're not.
You're not.
Yeah, that's right.
It's like
Wrong
a
barber,
2-hour
Dave.
experience.
Wrong barber.
And then something that I think is important, when I had my coffee shop, I'm terrible with names, so I wouldn't necessarily remember my customers by names, but I would know them by their coffee. So they'd walk in and I'd be like, oh, flat white, 2 sugars, or skinny latte. I want to walk into the hairdresser and she's like, colour 495.
No way.
Yeah, so they're onto it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I just go grey and they know.
Well,
Is that your 5?
Good reading material while you're waiting.
Oh, yeah, that's
so
up
you
there
need
with
a
me.
couple of fishing mags in there.
Yeah,
some,
no, I'll pay that.
AFN.
We're
and
getting
Fishing
yelled
Monthly.
at to get back on topic. Listen to my 5. No appointment necessary.
That's where you go.
No, you do not want an appointment.
That's why you need a lawyer.
This is Rocco in Lilydale. If he had to take appointments, like he'd have to write stuff down.
Well, there's a reason.
He doesn't do that. Must have the Herald Sun available to read while waiting. So I have a haircut Saturday mornings on a 7
Nobody
o'clock.
reads a newspaper anymore. Next.
Well, you do it. Rocco's in Lilydale. You must be able to. He must be able to put you onto the local plumber, the plasterer, and the tennis coach within seconds because he knows everybody in
probably
town.
can.
Yeah. Similar to yours, Adam, must shave the back of your neck with a proper razor.
Oh, yeah,
A
okay.
blade. You've got to have that, right? And this is like, I can't believe that you two both missed out on this one. No, I really can't. You must display the local footy team selections in the window.
No.
And bonus points if you show the reserves as well, right? And another bonus point if it's the 2018 team still there from 3 years ago. So anyway, there you go. In fact, we've got a photo, Rocco of Lilydale. Have a look. This is the barber. You've also got to have the Melbourne memorabilia. You've got to have the signs on the wall, the old cigarette stand. The Rocco at Lilydale, I'm telling you.
And Rocco, you're a superstar. It's not your fault Dave asked for an average haircut.
Rocco Lilydale. All right, we're getting
Back to
told off
fishing.
here. Hi, Dave. Love the show and enjoy our coastal region. I would say this is from Portland. I say the pippy shortage has nothing to do with beach access and 6 guys, but more to do with overfishing. Are you the goose or the gander or just self-interested in pippies? The last thing we want is yobbos hooning the Victorian beaches, leaving their empty VB tins like wildflowers. That's from Jason.
I
What a
don't
load of rubbish, Jason.
I don't think Jason understood what we were asking.
No. Parks Victoria have banned 6 people from getting onto the beach. We've got a pippy shortage. It's not getting any better. All right, and this one here, we'll just mention this one, the last one. Mark writes to us, hi Kramer, not sure whether you are aware, but they are going to pull down the old Flinders Pier. Can you help us save the historic and sanctuary of the weedy sea dragon? If we don't act soon, it will be gone. One of the best land-based squid piers as well. Got a photo of it. And this is because they don't do any maintenance. I mean, that pier's been there probably 100 years or whatever it is. Parks dealt, they've got to do maintenance on these piers. They cannot knock that down. That has got to be saved.
Yeah, that's right.
That is unbelievable if anyone's going to knock that down. There'll be riots in the streets. Not that we encourage that. If you'd like to write into Kramer's mailbag, this is what you do.
Send your mail to Kramer's Mailbag, PO Box 734, Patterson Lakes, Victoria 3197, or email kramer@ifish.com.au.
Coming up, the all-important hotspots next on Talking Fishing.
Talking fishing.
The Beaumaris Motor Yacht Squadron is a trailer boat and social club on Port Phillip Bay. The club has a great range of facilities, including multiple boat ramps, ample car and trailer parking, boat wash and fish cleaning, fishing competitions and boat safety lectures, boating activities and club events, a restaurant and 2 bars. Easy launch and retrieval makes for a relaxing time on the water for you, your family and friends to enjoy. And boating memberships are now available. The Beaumaris Motor Yacht Squadron, the best trailer boat experience on the bay.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
And now the segment you've all been waiting for, Fishing Hotspots, brought to you by the Beaumaris Motor Yacht Squadron, Melbourne's premier trailer boat club.
Welcome back to Talking Fishing, the all-important hotspots. I think we've got a very, very calm day tomorrow. It's going to be beautiful out in the bays.
Okay.
And everyone will be at work.
Correct.
And but all right on Saturday, Sunday too, I think. Half decent anyway. So, all right, let's have a look. If you want to head out for a snapper, head up the northern end of the bay. Doesn't matter where you launch, get up north, get up into that warmer weather and warmer water. Altona, 16 metres, that's where you're going to get the snapper this
We saw
weekend,
a
I
couple
reckon.
of high sixes in catch of the week.
Yeah.
Not a bad bet.
It's the place to go. If you want to go in a little bit close, you don't have to go that far out to find 14 metres off Mount Eliza. That is the second hotspot, Mount Eliza. There you go. Over in Western Port.
Ooh, I don't mind this one.
Over in Western Port. Get up into those, they're like canals, aren't they? Yeah. They almost are. And it's, this one's called Gentle Annie. It's up the top end of Western Port. Great little place.
Yeah.
Get into the entrance there. I reckon turn of the tide and run out tide. Yep. All that bait is just washing back out off the flats, and great place for snapper. And in Western Port, look, as Steve Johnson said to us last Thursday on 3MP Fishing Show on Saturday, last Saturday on, I get my days mixed up. That snapper season is a great time to catch whiting, and because the snapper have been tough, there's no doubt about it. So if you want to get out on the King George whiting, another little sneaky place, Blake's Channel.
Where is that? Is it down in Tortoise Head?
Yeah, right tucked in though, Ads, right tucked in.
I like it.
And it's a nice little place for the King George. They get up there in the warmer weather, in the warmer water, and it's just good. We talked about it earlier on, the Chinook salmon. Now, if anyone missed our 3MP show last Saturday morning, we actually had Dr. Taylor Hunt from the Victorian Fisheries Authority on, and he was talking about the growth rate of Chinook salmon. It is incredible. If you want to go and enjoy a Chinook salmon, get down to Lake Bullenmeroi. It's the next hotspot out at Camperdown. Lovely place. Get into a motel or stay at the caravan park out at Purrumbete, but a great place. Get yourself a Chinook salmon. Only 2 places in Australia that you can catch them. And the other one, lucky last, is Bonnie Doon Golden Perch. Get your freshwater yabbies, although they do say bass yabbies work really well as well. So if you can go and pump some, keep them alive and get them up to Bonnie Doon. Bass yabbies, #1 bait for golden perch. So there you go. There's the hotspots.
Going to Bonnie Doon.
We got mail during the week, Ads. Or it was actually 2-hour radio show because Brett Geddes is our reporter from Gippsland.
Yes.
And we always talk every week. If anyone had watched Talking Fishing Unhooked, is that what we called it? That little special, where we had the commercial netters looking at it. He gets the flounders in the nets. Brett Geddes also gets down there, but one of the things he did for us was took some photos of how he cleans and fillets and cooks flounder. Let's have a look at these photos here. So
she takes the fillets off a flounder.
Never. I've only ever cooked them whole.
It looks really finicky.
Cutting it down the back. But now look at that. He's just carving against, well, it's like the bones the whole length. He gets a beautiful fillet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Now, Brett said to us on the radio, he gets 4 fillets. So cut in half and both sides.
Look at that.
And that's a whole flounder.
Don't they?
That was from that one fish.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
And have a look at it on the plate.
Oh, yum.
And
Flounder's delicious.
Yeah, it is. It'd be a bit of a
super delicate.
It'd be a bit of an art to fill it in.
I reckon.
Sharp, good, flexible knife, I reckon.
Yeah. That was interesting.
The thing about it is, and we spoke about this, is if you went to a pub in the 80s and probably maybe just into the 90s, flounder was on every menu in every pub. It was just what you had. And now, I don't know whether they were commercially fished or are they from New Zealand, because I think they've got a bigger population in New Zealand. But Cara, I'm writing this one down. All right, so I don't know if we get that one. There we go. We've got brim, we've got Chinooks, and we've now got flounder. But not only flounder, I'm going to put in brackets, fillet.
Oh, tough.
Yeah, great.
Tough.
So we're going to have to
do that one live on show, shall we?
We're going to have to warn Kev, the producer, right? But not only are you going to cook them,
we're going to fillet it.
You're going to try and fillet them if you can.
Wow.
I'm call out to any seafood suppliers who can hook me up with these 3 species.
Pre-cut. Yeah, all you got to do is just glide it. Yeah, it's already there.
Just peel it off.
Yeah, I don't know that anyone produces Chinook salmon. But the other thing Brett said was quite a lot of people that he offers a bit of flounder to go, no, I wouldn't eat that.
Oh.
And I don't know why.
It's never had a reputation of being an average eating fish, has it?
Have you both eaten a flounder? Yeah. How long ago? Because I reckon...
Oh, a long time.
I reckon I haven't eaten one... What?
Yeah, we're up at Sandy Point and spearing them, sort of just at dusk.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the shallows. That was great.
And you just do them whole on the pan? As everyone would.
Bit of burnt butter.
Yeah. I don't reckon I've eaten one for 15 years.
Oh, it can be
no, it'd be less than that because I used to eat them at Narooma. We were talking about this too, right? At Narooma, and this is, people will think I'm weird saying this, right? But Wagga Inlet, which I say is one of the most prettiest places in the world. The water, it's like an aquarium, Wagga Inlet, which is at Narooma. When you walk around the boardwalk, which leads from the bridge round to the ocean beach and the bar, in the water, as you're looking over the boardwalk, you will see tiny little stingrays. And I'm talking about 30, 40 centimetre stingrays, right? And you'll think I'm weird here, right? But trust me, behind every stingray is a flounder.
So not weird. I want to go and try and
So you've got a stingray swimming along like this. You've got a flounder following, picking up the scraps that he doesn't eat. And it's almost guaranteed. If you spot a stingray, because the flounder are really hard to see in the water.
Yeah.
Right, they're camouflaged. You find a little stingray, about a foot or 2 foot behind it will be a flounder, guaranteed.
There you go.
That's pretty cool. I want to
Just
go there.
really, it's just one of those things. I mean, I went there for 25 years.
Yeah.
I've seen it every day that I go
awesome.
there, you know, and it's just one of these.
That's
and
fun for kids.
And it's one of the places where you can get a flounder on bass yabbies or a soft plastic.
Soft plastic,
Soft plastic,
Yep.
so there you go. All right, that's the show. That's it for Talking Fishing. Hope you enjoyed the show. A very calm day tomorrow and some very fishable weather coming up this weekend. Hope everyone can get out and enjoy it. Until we see you again next Tuesday on Talking Fishing, please stay safe on the water and enjoy your fishing.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing. We got all you need, just take a look. Watch those fish jump on your hook. So just relax and take your time. Enjoy the show, then drop us a line. Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing. Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing. Talking fishing.
Have a good weekend, Mr. Walker.
You too, son.